But joining us now, a good friend of the program, legendary high school football coach here in the state of South Carolina, and that's not the only place he has made a name for himself. He is in charge of what is going to be a leadership conference taking place at Newberry College and presented by Founders Federal Credit Union, as we say hello to Johnny Roscoe, joining us once again on the phone lines. Coach Roscoe, great to have you on the show. How are you this evening?
We're doing fine. Really out here on the Newberry football field, and we got a clinic going on, and we have the Newberry College coaches and also North Carolina State graduate assistants, and we open it up to any high school football coach. And right now we got looks like 200 coaches out here. Bruce Rumfield with Founders had a shrimp boil, and it's really looking good. Right now the instruction's going on, and I mean it's football time.
It is indeed football time. Of course, it never goes away in South Carolina, does it? But give us an idea as to how this all came about and sort of the origins of this, first the clinic and then also the leadership conference that will be taking place tomorrow, how you got involved.
Well, really about 2013, I'd been the head coach at Northern Guilford in Greensboro, and I retired, came down, and the coach said, we'd like to see what we've been doing. I mean, wanted to see what was going on. So I had the coaches who replaced me, and then some other South Carolina coaches came. We had about 25, and they say, this is really going good. And it was leadership. It's what was successful for us. And so that's when it started. It built and built. Bruce Rumfield with Founders has helped a great deal. And it's on Tuesday is nothing but leadership. And this year we're going to have Coach Tanner, Milt Louder, also from the Clemson sports psychologist, and also, just different speakers. And Sheriff Lott is speaking. It's really something for high school coaches, and really it's administrators, and we have graduate assistants from a lot of colleges in it. So it's something that's grown, and we're at Newberry because it's ideal, and also 2 years ago, we started X's and O's on Monday night, which is open to any coaches, and that's why we have so many here, and they're from all parts of the state. So this is a special event here. If you're looking at it, there's coaches right next to the coaches who are showing drills, so you can ask him right then, hey, why are you doing this? Why aren't you doing that? And so it's really special.
And Coach Johnny Roscoe with us, a 5-time state champion. And, Coach, that's what I want to ask you about. All anybody is going to talk about once you retire is those state championships, the big victories, and want to relive those. So I ask you from a perspective of leadership, did you learn more in those 5 years or all the years that you fell short? What lessons did you learn that you're going to share tomorrow from all those years you didn't win a state title?
Well, when you fall short, you have to go and look at yourself and what you need to do differently. And when I went to Northern Guilford and started the program there, and take my word, there was a lot of good players. Keenan Allen was one of mine that, just went to the Bears. P.J. Logan played at North Carolina. Maurice Harris played in the pros. But at the same time, it was things I have, it made me change. It made me look at myself and change, and I was probably more of a run coach, and then all of a sudden I go up there and become more of a 50-50 pass run, so it made a little difference, and that's why people couldn't recognize what I'd been doing offensively and defense. But it's the whole thing is on the leadership, you want to get the best possible people who are successful. When I was coaching high school, I wanted to hear what Coach McKissick, Coach Varner, any of those coaches, because they were successful. So that's what you learn from successful people. And it's what everybody in any business is doing, because if you're a football coach, you had better be able to deal with all the different problems that's going to pop up. And, I think the biggest thing is I had so many good parents. And, no matter what, that's what you got to have. And people say, well, coaching football's changed. You can't do what you did. No, you may not can do some of the things, but you still do the same process of making them better players and, come back and just seeing them, 40, 50. I got some, I told them that they're old as I am. and it's been 45, 50 years since they played for me. So those are the things that I look forward to, and leadership is that's a big part of it.
Well, Coach, we had someone call us earlier that wanted us to mention him to you, and he just paid you the greatest compliment, talking about how everything you taught him in high school has stuck with him. His name was Tony Lambert. Said he still reaches out to you from time to time, and I think that's the legacy of a coach, right? Is what the players, the people they become years later. And I have no idea if Tony won a state championship with you or not, but he said your lessons still resonate with him.
No, he didn't, but he was a big part of when we started at Lancaster building the program. And listen, we were pretty tough on that group, and all of a sudden, the next year, everything, the light came on, and we got successful. So, and you just said it. That's the big thing is the players coming back and talking to you. On our way from coming here to Newberry today, one of our players, he's in the military. He's a captain in Fort Bragg or Fort Liberty or whatever it's called, and just the things that he says he uses every day with his men is the same thing as we did at football when he was at Northern Guilford. So that's the praise. That's all you do. Really make it successful.
The legendary Johnny Roscoe with us here this evening at Newberry College. He'll be back there tomorrow for a leadership conference. It's going to include such names as Todd Knight, the head football coach at Newberry, Dean Boyd, high school legend in our state at York Comprehensive, and also Mark Hodge from Spartanburg High School to go along with Ray Tanner. And Coach Roscoe, when you got these guys together, what was the message that you want them to portray? For instance, when Dean Boyd talks about leaders are readers, what will coaches that come to the event tomorrow learn from him that maybe they don't already know?
I tell you what, Dean does such a good job. He has actually a retreat, and they talk about certain books they have to read. Everything's on leadership, and it can be by anyone. And so my wife kind of started them on that and said, you got to read certain books. And I've got a coach from Reagan High School who coached with me at Northern Guilford, and he and Dean do an outstanding job. And it's just, he gets up at 5 o'clock in the morning and reads. He's got 2 children, and for a whole hour, all he thinks about is leadership and books and whatever he can do. So those are the things that, that we try to stress. And I know in the questions for, Coach Tanner, a national championship coach, how's things changing? How's the AD? What do you go about, having to deal with a NIL transfer portal, all kind of little things that, I didn't have to deal with, or probably college coaches in the past haven't. So the structure of all football is happening. And as you know, it goes from the NFL to college, and it comes down to high school. So, a lot of states are saying high schools. I know North Carolina did that. You can actually be an NIL in high school. So it's coming, and how you deal with it, I think, is the question about it. But you still got to be a leader in your program. If the coach is not, or their coaches, I better say it that way, is really have to be the leaders in the school. My philosophy is football, since it's the first sport that starts, kind of dictates how the school system for the whole year works. If you have not doing too well, you're going to probably have a little more problems in school versus if you do real well.
Coach, if there is a high school coach out there listening tonight and has found this fascinating, is it too late for them to register? Can they show up tomorrow? How can other high school coaches get involved just to come hear what all these great speakers you've got lined up have to say? Well,
no, they can come. What we do is to make it affordable for everybody is $50 for the first coach. Every coach who comes after that is $25, and you get meals, and you get so many things that will help you. And you can go on our website, our webpage, and it's called foundingleadership.org. That's one word, foundingleadership.org. And you'll see the stuff we did last year on our videos. In fact, one coach from Newberry here has already had over 10,000 hits on his drills. Wow. So, things like that is what we're trying to give back to the coaches and the communities. Yeah, come.
Johnny,
Hey, it's wide open. Come tomorrow.
And it will start. You better get up early, too. It starts at 7:45. Again, it is at the Founders FCU Fieldhouse at Newberry College. Johnny Roscoe, who is putting this event on the clinic tonight, and then the leadership conference all day tomorrow. Actually, we'll wrap up with lunch around 1 o'clock is our special guest. And again, more details at foundingleadership.org. Again, that's foundingleadership.org. Coach Roscoe, as always, we appreciate you jumping on Sports Talk with us tonight. We wish you all the best here the next 24 hours or so, and we'll talk again soon.
Okay. Hey, thank you a lot.
Yes, sir. Thank you. As Johnny Roscoe joining us here tonight. And Smitty, I thought you brought up a fascinating point about what's the whole purpose. And it's what Tony Lambert talked to us about, former player. It's a guy who recognizes exactly what a coach was teaching him and is still able to apply it all these many years later after learning all this stuff in high school.
Yeah, you can hear your coaches that made the biggest difference in your life. You can hear their voices echo in your head. You quote them whether you like it or not. And you share it with everybody around you in everything, every step you take in life.